Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Hello. Giving time for everyone to come in. Welcome to Open Conversation. Hello, hello. How are you? Welcome to Open Conversation. We're talking about domestic violence and coping with the loss. How y'all doing today? Can y'all wave? Can y'all wave? Pretty chilly out here. Pretty chilly. Hello, everyone. Hello, Instagram and Facebook. I'm actually live on both Facebook and Instagram. I'm actually. Wow, it looks like it's pretty cold, chilly out here. So, as you see, I'm wearing a little hoodie right now because it is actually cold out here. During the day is nice. At night is a different story. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Cheyenne. How are you? We are talking about domestic violence and coping with the loss today. It's a great two topics. Hello, team. How are you? Hello, Sonia. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Open Conversation. Your host, Antonio. I hope everyone is having a wonderful time. I know a lot of people in New Jersey is right now under the snow. Stay warm, tuck in, drink a lot of hot cocoa. It's actually really nice to be able to see everybody and their comments and their questions. I love you too, and I miss you. Hopefully, I'll be traveling next month over there to Jersey. But first, I'll be going to Vegas for a couple days. So you already know. Yes, it's cold. I know it's pretty cold out here too. You know, it is pretty chilling. Today's topics are domestic violence and coping with the loss. I know a lot of people can relate to some of these topics. George, I see you soon too. Okay, it was nice seeing you while you was here and your family too. Miss you guys. Today's conversations are about domestic violence, and I do have a little definition and more so little tips and things that we can prevent ourselves from being involved into something like this. Domestic violence, violent or aggressive behavior within the home, typically involving the violent abuse of a spouse or a partner. That is a definition for those that people don't know and don't understand what domestic violence is basically a violent or aggressive behavior. It happens within your home. It's technically a private situation. And hello, Amaryllis. Sorry, little tongue twisted there. It's basically, it's violent or aggressive behavior within your home. A lot of people, I know some of my family members and some of my friends that I've encountered through the years have experienced. Yes, I've hello, Nana. I know a lot of people that has gone through this through a domestic violence situation. I personally, I stand up for this a lot due to the fact that, it's happened to my own family members and it has happened to some of my friends throughout the years that I have witnessed it. And as well, I've gotten into into a fight with other people because they were putting their hands on a female in regards of them when they get intoxicated, they want to come home and abuse their spouse or their partner. Hello, Jaritza, how are you? So I mean, a lot of people have gone through this and a lot of people can relate to it. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask any of your questions. I'm more than happy to answer as many of your questions that you have. Do not hesitate to send them through. This is what open conversation is all about. That is true. So many people can't really cope with it, you know. That's why I put these two topics together, you know, because it actually brings a lot to the table, and a lot of people can actually relate and actually be on the same page with this, you know. But domestic violence, you know, is uncalled for. People don't seem to understand or seem to get themselves outside of their of the situation that they're in, that they are encountering themselves with. You know, people, you know, want to control other people, and I've experienced this in my past relationship as well. You know, and I won't continue to tolerate that from anyone. So it is what it is. So no one should be involved in the domestic violence of someone verbally, mentally, or physically abusing them in any form, shape, or way. Sorry, it's a little windy. It's windy over here. The wind is gonna blow me away. So, you know, a lot of people can actually relate to this, you know, and you know, and I want people to be able to open up and say if they have gone through something, please let me know. You know, what can we do to help others get themselves out of the situation that they are encountering themselves with. You know, a lot of people sometimes are afraid to speak to another person. A lot of people are afraid to even smile or look at another person because their spouse or someone is going to say something. And when they go back home, that's when everything seems to start happening. You know, seems to start happening, and people, you know, people you know, don't sometimes know what's actually happening in somebody's home until something actually happens. That's when people actually knows that something was happening over there. Just a little statistics, real quick. Women are much more likely to be victims of an intimate partner violence, with 85% of domestic abuse victims being women and 15% being men. You know, this goes opposite ways. You know, this goes either or. It goes with women and it goes with men. You know, there is always someone out there that is going through something drastically like this that's happening in their home. You know, and people don't seem to respect or understand the concept of what is happening in their household. I know a lot of people don't want to be involved in what's happening in somebody else's household, but, you know, we need to come together as a community and as a team, you know, and put the stop at this, you know, because people are either, one of the two things is happening. They either are dying from a cause of a domestic violence situation. Hello, Connie, how are you? That is dying because of a domestic violence situation. And, you know, not only that, you know, we want to be able to talk to others, talk to other individuals that may have encountered this situation. Look for some help. Get yourself out of whatever's happening in your household, whatever is taking place. Hello, EJ. Whatever is taking place, you know, get yourself out of that situation. You know, I have a lot of my friends and a lot of my family members that has gone through this over the years. And I could tell you that this is something that I wouldn't want to never in a many years want to live or encounter. You know, so at the end of the day, we have to work together and we have to come together as a community. Hello, Emily. You know, we need to come together as a community and be able to help others, you know, escape from what's happening. You know, some people don't ever want to talk about it. Some people never want to, you know, open up to what is happening in their household. And, you know, and there's respect it, you know. But at the end of the day, if you see something, do something, you know, because you never know if you could save somebody's life from something that's happening. I do have a question here. Give me a second. I'm just joining. I missed the first couple of minutes of the conversation. Sorry. When first love, things were fine in the beginning. After a couple of months, things just went really bad. Let me tell you something. That happens to many of us. You know, a lot of people. Just real quick, we are talking about domestic violence and coping with the loss. My first 30 minutes is going to be a little bit about the domestic violence, and then we're going to move on to the next topic of coping with the loss. And I know a lot of people can relate to that topic due to the fact that we all have lost someone that we love dearly, and that time is hard to sit here and say, oh my god, you're gonna get by through that. So that's gonna be in my next segment, my next 30 minutes of my live show. But with domestic violence, it always tends to happen, especially for those, when you're starting a relationship. It happened to me. When you start a relationship and it becomes very verbal, when it becomes aggressive, it becomes very disrespectful. It gets out of hand. It gets physical. Your partner or your spouse tend to say something that they shouldn't say, that is, that can actually hurt you. And it starts from that, and you will never know someone until you physically move with them and you start learning who they are and what they're all about. So it does happen. Make sure that before you're getting involved with someone, that you know exactly who are you getting involved with. Because at the end of the day, people get involved thinking that, oh yeah, this is the best decision. Just like myself, I thought it was the best decision to move on with my life with someone that I thought was gonna be a good thing to happen for me, but in reality, it didn't happen that way. It was tables was turned upside down on me. And it happens to not just only me, but it keeps happening to everyone. Thank you so much, Chase. It happens to a lot of us, so we have to be able to help others, to cope with something like this, to, educate the community and help others. Some people sometimes don't want to help others. And that's what's happening right now in today's community and today's society itself. People is not willing to help or to give that lending hand of that shoulder that someone needs to cry on, or, that paper towel that you need to wipe those tears off. People sometimes don't really want to be there for nobody, and this is why. And then they question, oh my God, you see, fulana de tal passed away because her husband killed the shit out of her, or snapped her neck, or did this and did that. Well, guess what? If you knew all along, why is it that you couldn't go over there and help her? Why you couldn't go over there and make things a whole lot better for them? I'm not saying to get involved in people's business, but be involved in what's wrong. Be involved in what's not right, for not just only for you, but for everyone around you. Remember, we have kids, we have daughters, we have sons. We want to be able to, teach our kids and our sons. One, you don't put your hands on somebody else's. Hello, Agustin. I'm sorry, little tongue twisted today. We need to teach our boys that that they need to grow up into men, not to men that beat up women just because of jealousy or whatever it might be encountering with, because jealousy plays a big role, and that what leads to these men doing what they do, because they feel like their women are going to go with someone else. If your woman wanted to be with someone else, they would have been gone a long time ago. They would have never been with you. They would have been moved on. So why is it the fact that you have to put your hands on somebody else when that's not your child for you to put your hands on? And people need to understand that. You do not put your hands on someone else, I can say sometimes, some people really do need an ass whooping. I'm not saying that you should give it to them, but we need to find grounds, common grounds, not just only for us, but for everyone around us, our children, our family, our, friends, the society, the community itself, everyone that's involved. We should be involved in everything. Not being nosy and not being, stuck up and saying, oh, ella se lo buscó. Or, at the end of the day, it's not about that she got it or he got it or whatever the case may be. Because it goes vice versa. A woman can be verbally abusive and can be physical abusive as well. And there is men that look like little sissies, that's in the relationship. Put on your pants tight and control the relationship. That's what a woman wants a man in control. And that goes for same-sex relationship as well. It goes same-sex relationship as well. Yes, speak up. Yes, we have to let them know there is a better in this world. Yes, there is a better in this world. A lot of them are products of their society, so they become insecure. That always happens all the time. A lot of people feel like they're a product of their society. And you know what? No one should feel that way. Not picking and choosing when you want to get in people's business. See it, so say it. Exactly. I know a lot of people be like, ay, pero I don't want to be involved, She's always have these type of issues, and You know what? Love can be very deceiving at times. Love can tell you something, and it can be totally the opposite of what it's telling you. So it's not about being nosy and being in people's business. It's about, if you see something, say something. That's how simple that is. Say something. Because if it's your kid and your kid is going through something like that as an adult, you will want someone to come and protect your child just like you would do for anyone else. So you guys have to wake up and smell this coffee. It smells really delicious. Every morning when you wake up, you should be on the same page. Everyone should be on the same page, helping one another, coming out from those bad environments, that negativity that they are surrounded in, and then you don't have the support sometimes that you wish to have from your friends and your family, so it makes it even more worse when it comes down to that, Maybe he doesn't know how to get out. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't know how to get out of these situations. A lot of people don't seem to find an outlet to get themselves out of. And I see this happening not just only today, but I see it every day and every relationship and every household and every situation. Everybody's going through a domestic violence situation. We're encountering so many bad things in this world nowadays. Oh, wind is blowing. We are encountering so many bad things in this nowadays, and we should be gathering ourselves and putting together ourselves and holding ourselves together as a unit, as a family, as friends, loving and coming along together. And that's where the domestic violence begins, along with the drugs and jealousy from their own. And that's true. A lot of people get involved when they're under so much stress. They get involved in drugs, and then from drugs, now they become this like jealous person, this obsessive, this person that's just a control freak that only wants to keep control of what's happening. So yeah, it does happen. It happens a lot. It happens everywhere. And we need to be aware. We need to play a role in everybody's life, especially when it's your own family's life. Doesn't matter if you have to question, or doesn't matter if you have to put your 2 cents in it. You feel something, you see something, you need to say something, because God forbid something was to happen. What would happen then? You're going to sit there and say, oh my God, I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known. What would have you known? You already knew the situation of what was going on. So why all of a sudden now you want to solve that issue? Now why all of a sudden that person is gone? Now you want to come here and make believe that you was trying to help this person? No, don't be fake about it. Stop trying to help someone that's already dead, okay? That you could have saved when they were alive. That's how simple that was. I'm and it happens every day, this happens every day, every hour, every second, every household, every relationship, even friends have domestic violence. People don't even realize that. Even friends have domestic violence, and it's sad. It's really sad to come across these situations when your own friends are having you're having a domestic violence, when your friends want to confront you and want to beat you up and verbally abuse you. That's not your friend. You can't consider people your friends when they just want to sit there and want to smack you up because you said something that maybe they didn't approve of. But at the end of the day, we're not here to have people approve of what we say, but to respect what we say. That's how simple that is. Yes, and the slapping comes, and the punches don't stop. And if you don't get out, it really can take. Give me a second. Can take you. Yes, it really does. It really does. And it's sad that we go through this on a daily basis. This happens to many people. This is not just happening to me. This is happening to everyone. And I know a lot of people sometimes don't even want to come on the live show because they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the realistic shit that can be happening, not just only to them, but to people that they know. And this is what open conversation is all about. Being open, opening up, helping others escape from what's happening. We don't know what's happening in each and every one of your houses. But this opportunity of coming on live gives you a room to breathe, to be able to open up and speak about the things that you need to speak about. So like that, if there's someone out there can actually help you out, and that's the fun part. People that is willing to help you, people that are real, people are genuine, people that is really here for the same thing, trying to find that help, trying to find that hope within themselves, trying to find some sort of relief, to their problems and to their issues, So domestic violence happens everywhere. It happens every day, happens, all day, every day. Communication and respect goes a long way in both sides of a relationship. Yes. If you don't have communication and you don't have respect, you don't have anything. And first of all, you have to have trust in your relationship, because if you think that you don't have trust, that if you don't have trust in your relationship, that your relationship is going to get successful and the years, no, it's just going to go downhill quicker than what you think it is. It's just going to go real quick down the hill, So yes, respect, communication, and especially trust. You need to learn how to trust your partner. You need to learn how to communicate to your partner and respect them and not tell them things that they shouldn't be hearing. You trying to belittle them, make them feel worse than what they already feel, then why the hell did you get with them in the first place? What did that person call your attention on? For you to sit here now to talk negative and talk bad about that person, no, it's very upsetting. It's very upsetting, Amen. Respect is a big key. Yes, speaking out is the best. Yes, and if you don't speak out, then who is going to hear your voice? People need to start learning how to speak up and start letting their voice be heard, Yes, no trust, then breaking up is a must. Yes, that is a must. We weren't put on this earth to understand each other. We were here to compromise. If you compromise and meet in the middle, they wouldn't be domestic violence in some homes. That's the problem, that people don't want to compromise. People don't want to come to mutual understanding and having a communication. Yeah, we wasn't made to be on this earth to understand everybody, because that's not what God put us here. But God told us that we need to at least, compromise and respect one another and meet somewhere down the middle, for like that things can get better through the years, and you guys continue to learn as a couple and as two people that's being a unit as one. You're learning of each other through the years, That's the problem. People is selfish, and people need to stop being selfish, with themselves, stop being selfish and thinking that everything is about you, and now realizing that there's more around you than yourself, and it's true. It's okay to agree and disagree. We wasn't made to not agree and disagree. That's the whole purpose of a relationship. Your input matters. Your 2 cents matters. So you have to be able to compromise each other and work somewhere down the middle. For domestic violence don't have to happen in nobody's home. Not wanting to be one, wanting for themselves instead of us. And that's the problem too, that a lot of people just wanting for themselves and not for us. And that's in a lot of relationship too. If there was trust in the beginning, something must have happened for trust to no longer be there. Then what? Just saying. If there's no trust, are you gonna continue being in a relationship that there's no trust? That you're gonna that within time it's just gonna get worse? Because now you can love someone, but within time that just starts to fade away. That love starts to fade away. That feeling starts to fade away. Because if nobody doesn't trust me, why am I going to be with you? Why am I going to be with someone that doesn't trust me? I want to be with someone that trusts me from the beginning to the end. There's no if and there's no buts. There's no in between. There's no size. I want to be trusted from the beginning of time. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but in every relationship, if there's no trust, then this relationship ain't going to get nowhere. And if you think that you're going to try to gain that trust back, no, because that person is always going to think that there's something always behind that there's always something outside of that, So you guys have to either find common grounds and make your relationship work, or split yourself and go separate ways. That's how simple that is, because you cannot be in a relationship and not have trust, not have communication, and not have respect. Because if you don't have trust, I guarantee you don't have no communication and you don't have no respect. Because that's where everything starts to happen. That's when everything starts to fall apart. That's when everything starts coming down on you. It's basically useless to be with someone if there isn't trust, love, communication. That is true. That is very true. It's basically useless. It's very useless to be with someone if you don't have any of those great support especially from your spouse or someone like that. And this happens every day. I want people to be aware. This happens every day. Every day I come across people that is struggling with their relationship, with their spouses, with everyone that they're going through. Nobody is perfect. Things just have to be put in the right perspective. Yes, people need to start clearing things out, making things be more understanding for each other. Tell your spouse, your partner, your likes and dislikes. Open up in that perspective. Compromise. Work as a team. Communicate. Stop being, excuse my language, being an asshole. Doing things that you shouldn't be doing. Then your partner wouldn't not have trust in you. At the end of the day, you have to make this work for you and your family and for your your relationship. But both have to do their part. Yes, in every relationship, there's no such thing as 50-50. And every relationship and every spouse and every relationship, you have to meet 100%. You have to put your 100%. You cannot think that one person is going to do 75% and then you're going to do your 100, and where's that 25% missing at? That's where we feel like as humans, as people, that, where the lack of communications play a role in. So you guys have to come to mutual agreements and make things a whole lot better for each other, and make things more understanding for each other. But it is a great topic that we need to continue talking about. And I stand up for this. Domestic violence awareness is in October. There is always a walk out there. Look at your local listings, if you want to be part of that awareness for domestic violence, helping others being able to escape from what is happening in their homes. Domestic violence comes from their homes. It starts from the beginning of your home. I've always said this: everything that happens always happens in the beginning of your home. If you don't have anything under control, guess what? that comes out from your home. Your home is your grounds. Your home is your peace, your mind, your relaxation, your everything. So if something is happening in your home, best believe that all that's happening there is going to come out into the open. Hello to everyone that just came into the room. Welcome to Open Conversation. Your host, Antonio. We are talking about domestic violence and coping with a loss. Okay? Anybody has any questions so far? I'm moving on to my next part of my topic. I hope everyone is enjoying themselves with this with these topics. Good to see you here. Open Conversation is something I will come through from time to time. Love and respect. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. You know, your greatest support, your loving, you know, everything. It means everything to me. You know, I'm here for you guys, you know, to keep this awareness up, to talk about things that, you know, that people can actually relate to and people can actually, you know, get some information off. You know, my email is always live.open.conversation at gmail.com. So if you have any questions, if you want to talk to me personally, you are more than welcome to hit me up on Facebook or on Instagram. You can DM me and I'll be more than gladly to help you and whatever I can. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person, but to give you word of wisdom, you know, I am more than happy to give that to you guys, you know. So please don't ever hesitate to hit me up and let me know what's going on. Moving along. Here I have a little thing. It says coping with a loss. It says the loss happens in time, in fact, in a moment, but its aftermath lasts a lifetime. This is true, you know, and I know a lot of my friends and a lot of my family members that we lost over the years. You know, sometimes, you know, we go through a loss, and it happens so suddenly, you know, sometimes we don't seem to understand, but within time we get to understand why it happened and what was the purpose of it behind it, you know. So a lot of people have lost someone that they loved and that they adore so much. And, you know, and I'm not here to tell you that things are going to get better, because I can't tell you that things are going to get better, you know, because things are not going to get better. Yes, within time, things will get better. But at that moment, you know, it is very touchy. I'm trying to be careful with what I say and how I say it. I'm not trying to send the wrong message to anyone, or offend anyone in any of this. And if I do, please call me out on it. You know, and I do apologize in advance. It is a very, very touchy topic. And, you know, and I know that a lot of my friends have lost someone that they love so much. And, you know, and to this day, they seem to not understand what was the cause of it, you know. So it is kind of, it gets kind of touchy, you know, when it comes down to this topic, you know. But I do have a grief tip here. And it says, allow yourself to grieve freely and fully. In doing so, we allow healing to take place. That is a very, very great tip. You know, for those that have lost someone that they love so much dearly, take time and grieve. Take time to mourn them. Take time to let that inner you come out. You know, and it's okay to cry, and it's okay to be alone, and it's okay to not be bothered by others, you know. But take that time and grieve, you know, and mourn these people, you know, because building these things up is not gonna make nothing better. It's not gonna make nothing to come. It's not gonna make them come back. It's not, you know. So just let it out. Be open to it, you know, cry it out, you know. Within time, you will be able to understand why it happened, People sometimes ask God for so many questions. Why this and why that and why? Within time, God is going to give you those answers. Within time, God is going to answer those prayers. Within time, you will understand why and what happened and what was the purpose and the reason behind all that. You know, I could tell you that this is a super touchy topic. And I love everyone dearly, and I wish all my friends and family the best out there. We may not talk every day, we may not communicate every day, but I'm always thinking about you. I always have you in my prayers, because you guys are a big, play a big role in my life, and I'm thankful for you guys as well, and I love and I adore you so much. And I continue to say this. Thank you for always supporting me and pushing me forward into this world. But coping with the loss is a very, very, love you too, Prima. It is a very touchy topic, and I get a little touchy myself, because I do not want to send the wrong message to anyone, but to help and to heal those that are in pain. I just, it's sometimes hard, to lose someone and to find answers to the questions that you have, and within time, things are going to get better. Within time, you will be able to understand, and within time, you'll be able to come together and be able to live life comfortably, because remember, these people that has passed on wouldn't want you to be here stressing and crying and getting yourself all worked up, and they already know that you are in pain as it is, so they wouldn't want you to be in more pain than, but to just live with the memories and live what they left behind, so yes, you are right. The pain is so intense and will never go away. At times, we wonder why, but no one really knows, because the Lord calls and we just answer. That is very true. When He calls, you got to go. That's how simple that is. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. We're all gonna get there anyways. But some are here longer than others. Some are not here longer than others. And it is sad when you come encounter, especially kids, when, parents or family members loses a kid, or, someone from the family itself. It does become very hard. It really does become very hard. The pain is very intense, and people always want to have answers and questions, answers to the questions that they have, and you will never understand until time go by and you start putting their puzzles together and understanding what was the whole concept behind it, so it is a very touchy topic. I mean, if you have lost someone, please raise your hand, send me thumbs up, send me an emoji on the comment. Send me an emoji. Let me know that you have lost someone, and if you have, my condolences goes out to you and your family. Best of wishes. Let God continue to heal your pain. Let God continue to protect you guys and have you in His glory as well, and have that person in His glory as well. If you are a big God believer, you would know that God works in mysterious ways. God works in in different ways to, that we will never seem to understand. So, any questions? I know a lot of people sometimes is scared to simple like that. We just have to appreciate all and love our loved ones to see the fullest, because life is one. That is very true. Life is one. My son's father, I know, Kim. Let me tell you something. I see so many posts every day of everyone, of someone that they lost, that they love so much and that they adore. We don't seem to understand why, but within time you will get to understand that. And the most precious thing that he left behind was your son. And that's your pride and joy right there. So it is very hard for a lot of us to cope and a lot of us to engage ourselves with. So it is kind of a very complicated situation. So this happens to many of us. Any questions? Any questions? I know there's people out there. If you have a question of domestic violence or coping with the loss, what can we do that can help others and coping, and coming together and helping others, individual that may be encountering the same situation, that is going through the same thing. Please do not hesitate to speak. This is the time for you to open up and say what you need to say. But coping with the loss is one of the biggest things, and I know a lot of people wanted me to talk about this, but I've been holding this topic back for a while now, and it's just because of the simple fact that it is very touchy. People don't want to open those wombs again and break down from that. But like I said before, you have to let yourself out from that. I don't think that the person that you love so much would want you to see yourself stressing and see yourself have anxieties and have nightmares, or they want you to live with the good memories of what they left behind. So at the end of the day, I don't think that these people will want you to feel guilty of any sort or feel like you could have done something when you couldn't. So do not hesitate. Do not hesitate to cry, to speak out, to say what you need to say. It's a very important thing for those, that are going through a loss, not just only now, but has in the past, gone through a little through their little loss. It could have been a family member, or it could have been a friend, co-worker, could have been a classmate, could have been just anybody. And every day we're losing someone. Every day we're always losing someone. Whew. I hope everyone is having a good time today. Yes, I learned that crying at times does help at times. It's true. When you need to cry, you need to cry it out. You need to let all that built up that you have built up within yourself, you just let it go. Just cry it out. You don't have to be crying in front of nobody. You don't have to do it in public. You don't do it in the private of your own home, quietly. Let it all out. Don't let yourself feel trapped in your own body or in your own skin and not cry out when you need to cry out. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. You need to cry it out, you cry it out. You need to speak to someone, speak to someone. But don't let this build up continue taking over you. Don't let this build up take control of your life and what God has plans for you. If you're here, it's for a reason. If God still have you here, it's because there's a purpose in life that He has you here. Those are not here with us no more, it's because their missions were completed. They needed to go and be in His glory and work for Him up there. So while we are here, we got to continue to strive, to struggle, to do what we need to do to make ends meet, to do what we need to do to make life better, not just only for us, but for our children and for our families and the society itself. So it is a very touchy topic, and it gets kind of emotional at times. So any questions so far? Any questions? I just want to do a little recap for next week's topics. Just to let everyone know, next week's topic will be my last topics for my first part of my show. I won't be coming back on to April 18. I'll be gone for almost 2 weeks. I'll be on vacation for a couple days. And the other week is basically to sit myself down and continue gaining new topics, coming up with different things. My new live show that I'm planning to come out with is a late night show. It is an explicit show for those that don't know. I am coming out with a new live show. It's still going to be under open conversation, but it is going to be an explicit. I know a lot of people want to talk dirty and nasty, so I'm opening that platform for you guys to be able to come on late night and talk about whatever you like to talk about. And maybe give you some inside takes on new things and new techniques on what you can do to improve your relationship or your sex life if you need it. But some of us don't. Some people have it under control, so that's always a good thing. But I am coming out with a new live show. That's why I'm taking some time off, 2 weeks to get myself together and start working on the new live show, and as well continue working on bringing up new topics and new things and working on new co-hosts that will be coming onto my show as well. While I'm in Vegas, I will do a live show out there to show you what is happening, what is taking place. You guys would have the experience of being in Vegas with me through my live show. So I am going to be in Vegas for 6 days, from the 4th to the 10th. It is my sister's 30th birthday. That's what she wanted. That's what we're giving her. Is there going to be any twerking? I really can't say what's going to happen. It's just basically a little short preview that I will record for you guys. Where I will go live for you guys during that time. For you guys to actually see what we're doing in Vegas and what's happening. So I'm looking forward to that. So I am working on new live topics. Thank you so much. I am working on new live topics for the next couple weeks. I can gladly say that I did not expect to be this successful in my live show. I threw myself in here with no expectations, and now I'm expected to do this all the time. So I am gonna take off 2 weeks to be able to go on my vacation and come back and have a whole new live show for you guys. So next week is my last live show until April 18th. I come back on to my live show. Just to let you know, next week's topics, we're talking about weight loss challenge, and we are talking about plastic surgery. A lot of people can relate to this. A lot of people can't. I know I've been going through my struggles of weight loss challenges. But I continue to shed a lot of my weight, so I'm happy to say that I'm below the 300 mark right now. I was over 415 pounds before 2 years ago. So next week's topic, it is going to be a good topic for those that want to learn and want to educate themselves on being able to lose the weight that they need to lose. And, sometimes people do find an easy way out and they go through plastic surgery. And when I speak about plastic surgery, I'm talking about every type of plastic surgery. That could be Botox, that could be tummy tucks, that could be lipo, that could be anything that you can imagine. So next week's topic is about weight loss challenge and plastic surgery. Just to give that out there for you guys. Oh no, my shit real. Everybody's shit is real, and next week's topic, it is going to be intense because of the simple fact that, being fat isn't who you should be. You know, we are living in a world that things are gonna get worse, and you are end up gonna need to lose all that weight. So it is what it is. You know, so next week's topic is gonna be very interesting. Stay tuned for that for next week, and as well, you know, for April 18th, I'll be coming back live with extraordinary topics, with a whole new ball game, and hopefully with a studio of my own where I can actually be recording my live show at, you know, so, and hopefully have an audience, and you know, I'm working with so many things at the same time, so it's actually going to be very fun and very exciting. So that's a plus right there for those that love to be on the live show every week. You know, next week is the live show, and I will be back April 18, 2018, and it will be back on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. So, but next week will be a great topic as well. And for those that just missed the live show today, you know, welcome to the room. We were talking today about domestic violence and coping with a loss. Two touchy topics, you know, where people can actually relate and can understand and communicate about what's actually happening, and being open to those that are struggling with domestic violence, that are trapped in their own houses and their own spouses' views. You know, people don't seem to find an escape from any of that. You know, so that's gonna be a plus for next week's topic. But anybody has any questions? I don't want to miss anybody. We only have a couple minutes. Feel free, talk to me. Tell me what's on your mind. This is why it's open conversation. We talk, we conversate, we solve, we take care of the business. That's the purpose of it. You know, so hello everyone. I know I've seen some people come in. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for being on my live show once again. You know, every week I'm coming strong with new topics. If you want to talk about something, please do not hesitate to hit me up on my DM through Facebook or through Instagram. I am coming live from both social medias every Wednesdays at 8. So I will be coming back live after next week. I will be coming back live again April 18th. Just to clarify that for you guys. For those that just came in again, once again, we're talking about domestic violence, and we're talking about coping with a loss. Welcome to Open Conversation. Thank you for being here today, showing me your greatest support. I love you guys so much. You guys continue to push me forward to continue doing my live show, and this is why I need to take some time off to create a whole new live show for you guys and continue coming out with different topics and different things. Hello, wish I would have caught this topic sooner. I always enjoy your advice. Love you, Biggie. I love you too, Epi. You know, it's very, you can always catch it. There's never no problems for you to catch it from the beginning and comment it, you know, as well. You know, this is the purpose of this show. It's for you to be able to open up and speak about those things that you want to speak about, and not feel like you are hiding yourself from anything, you know. You know, and I thank you guys, you know, because without you guys, my live show wouldn't be popping. So, excuse me. It is cold over here. I don't know what has happened. I don't know what's going on in Florida, but it's pretty chilly. It's really chilly. As you know, I drink only water. You know, thank you to Kirkland. If y'all don't know what Kirkland is, thank you to them for sponsoring my water. Ooh, Lord have mercy. That water was good. Ooh. So once again, if you are, it's snowing here. Well, it's not snowing over here. It's just pretty chilly. Once again, I have 5 minutes on the clock. I gave you guys an hour, so I want to be able to just give you a recap of my domestic violence. Just read through it. Um, Women are much more likely to be victims of an intimate partner violence, with 85% of domestic abuse victims being women and 15% being men. You know, and a lot of this happens constantly. Hello, Miss Ortiz. Um, this is happening in a lot of relationship and a lot of this can happen. I think domestic violence can happen anywhere, but domestic violence really happens and encounters itself with a partner or spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever it can be. This gets encountered through that. Um, as that being said, people don't sometimes want to speak in regards of that. People don't want to open up and say what's happening in their household because they don't want people to feel sorry or feel bad for what's happening to them. But us as humans, we don't want to see something happen and then we feel like we have the guilt trip. We're feeling guilty because we wasn't able to help this person out with whatever we could have helped them out with. And that's something that we need to be able to open up and be able to speak to others about, helping those that are stuck in a situation like this. We need to come together as a community and as society itself and not just judge and say, that person looked for it. That's not the way we solve things here. You need to have an understanding and conclusions of what's happening, and if you see something, say something. Don't let someone try to abuse someone. It's just like being bullied. You don't wanna have someone get bullied. It's the same thing in the domestic violence. You don't want them to go through something drastically. You don't want to go through none of those issues or anything like that. Sorry, wind is blowing. Wind is blowing. Um, so please take the time to educate yourself. Domestic violence awareness is in October. I believe it's October 7th, if I'm not mistaken. Look at your local listings and see what you can do to help and be part of this movement to stop domestic violence and have people be on the same page and have better communication and have better understandings of what's happening. Um, um, uh, uh, Coping with a loss. I have a quick tip here. It says allow yourself to grieve freely and fully. In doing so, we allow healing to take place. Take time to heal. Take time to cry. Take time to express yourself. Take time to be yourself. Take time to know the fact that yeah, you lost someone, but they are in a better place, and I don't think that they would have want you to be in no situation of stressing or crying or any of that sort. Okay? So I do have only a minute and 45 seconds. I love you guys. Just remember that next week's topics are going to be weight loss challenge, as well as going to be plastic surgery that we're going to be talking. That is my last show for this part of my segment. And I will be coming back live April 18. Same time, 8 o'clock. We'll be promoting it like crazy, so stay tuned. And we're going to have some amazing topics. And as well, I'm coming out with an explicit live show. It's going to be a very late night show. It's not made for your children as well. So, this is not, that show is not going to be made for children under the age of 18. It is going to be very explicit. So, but this show, you are more than welcome to bring your kids on. And it's nice to see some kids be like, oh my God, I seen you on TV. It just makes my day when I hear something like that. Once again, I just want to say thank you to those that came on to my live show and that continues to come to my live show every week committedly. Thank you so much. I love you guys for your greatest support. You continue to push me forward. You continue to give me that drive within me to continue doing what I do most and what I love to do most. is to come on here and be able to give you some positive feedback and give you the information and not send out the wrong message to you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I hope everyone have a wonderful week and continue to be part of this live show. Thank you.